this is National White Cane Week, which always falls on the first full week of February every year. I'm Devin Wilkins. Our videographer is Jim Harriet. Thank you, Jim. And I'm speaking with Leslie Yee, who is with the Peterborough, Ontario chapter of the Canadian Council of the Blind. Hi Leslie, how are you?
Good, Devin, thank you.
Well, thank you for coming on and chatting with us about the white cane.
My pleasure.
How long has it been around anyway?
The white cane, I understand, around World War II, as people were coming back injured from the war, many were blinded in the war. And the white cane was something that got started around then. Originally, it was a black cane that was being used. And my understanding is somebody had seen a gentleman using the black cane and trying to cross the street. And it was really hard to see. And he realized that a lot of vehicles and a lot of people weren't seeing the cane. So he painted it white. And from then on, it just caught on, and more people painted their canes white in order to represent blindness. And since then, and over time, the cane has evolved to a white and red cane.
Yeah, I think the red has come just in the past few years, hasn't it?
I believe so, yeah. And now the white and red together is more of an international symbol of a person that has vision loss.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
And National White Cane Week is more now of an educational or awareness type exercise, isn't it?
Yes, so through Canadian Council of the Blind, we have the White Cane Week, which the purpose is to allow people to know about and learn about our white canes, what they mean to us, how we use them, and it gives anybody an opportunity really to talk to us about our white canes and what they're all about. So it's definitely a week of advocacy for anyone using a white cane.
Mm-hmm. So you'll see people across the country out at libraries and Y's and that sort of thing with tables of information, right?
Yes, so if you happen to come across somebody there representing Canadian Council of the Blind and they might have different canes at their table to show people, yeah, just stop and ask them some questions and take away a little bit of our pamphlets or brochures that can tell you about it and share it with other folks as well.
Mm-hmm. And, you know, any question that you have on your mind, don't be afraid to ask. Just walk right up to the table and ask away, because that's what they're there for.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Good time to ask all those questions you're afraid to ask someone normally.
That's right, yes. Yeah. Now, I believe you have some different kinds of canes with you, don't you?
I do, yes.
Yeah.
I have 3 with me today, but there's actually 4 different kinds of canes available.
One is the support cane, which you don't have. It is more like the regular cane that you would see with the crook on the end, right?
Absolutely, and the only difference between that and a regular cane, support cane is that it's white with the red tip at the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
So it just tells everyone that the person using that cane has vision loss, but it offers them support while walking.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And what other canes do you have there with you?
So I brought 3 other ones here with me. So let's start with, the first cane is the ID cane. And this cane is actually broken down into 5 sections, so it can literally fit in your pocket or your purse or knapsack. And it's designed just to help a person be, so that people can see them and that they know that that is a person with vision loss. So it's actually just held in front of you from the left shoulder kind of down to the right knee, so it's on a slight angle across the body. And part of that too is if you're going from room to room, hopefully your shoulders might not hit the shoulder, the door frame, or the cane will hit the door frame if you're a little too close of it before you. So it gives you a little bit of protection for your body, but most importantly, it's designed just to help people identify that you are a person with vision loss. So it's a very short and a very narrow cane, just designed to package up really quite easily, and then you can just slide it in your pocket and take it out when needed. So that's the ID cane.
Okay.
And the next cane is called the guide cane. So this cane is in the four sections actually. So again, it can go easily into a knapsack or a purse or possibly a pocket. It's thicker than the ID cane and slightly longer, and it offers a couple of things. So you still get the identification stating that you are a person with vision loss. You do walk with it from the left shoulder down to the right knee so that it's angled in front of you for a bit of protection going through doors in areas that are narrow. But it also, because it's a little bit bigger, you can use it to probe. So you can probe on the ground, you can probe into snowbanks or see how deep some water might be. Because it has a bit more length, you don't really have to bend over to do that. So it gives you a little bit more, it has more function than just the ID cane does, as well as the awareness that you're a person with vision loss. And as you can see, it's white and it also has the red at the bottom too. So that is the guide cane. And then the last cane I have with me today is called a mobility cane. So these come in a variety of lengths depending on the length of the person. It also folds up so it can tuck away into a purse or a knapsack quite easily. This one is designed for my height, so the height is anywhere from kind of the bottom of the neck to the bottom of the chin on an average, but it's really an individual choice. And this one is designed to be out in front of you, so a lot of people refer to them as a long cane as well as a mobility cane. And it sweeps the ground left to right in front of you as you are walking, so that it's actually feeling the ground, what's down there. It will run into something before you do. So it helps you identify what's ahead of you and prevents you from running into it. And it can also help you probe for stairs and curbs and anything like that. A hole in the ground, hopefully it finds it before you do. And it allows you then to stop and probe to figure out what it is. So the long cane as well has, like the others, this one has a nice black handle which has a good grip so that it doesn't get slippery as well, and you lose your grip on the handle. And then it has the white with the red bottom as well. So that is the long cane.
All right. And there are various tips for these canes, aren't there?
Yeah, so you can change, and I'll show you on mine, but the tips actually slide off. So, and they're attached by this really tough cord that's in there, which is actually running through the whole cane, which is what helps it stay together. And so these tips come off. I have one that's, I'm not sure actually what this one is called, but it's a little bit bigger than the marshmallow tip. And it rolls, so it actually rolls on the ground in front of me. This one here is a little bit smaller. It's called a marshmallow tip. And it doesn't roll on the ground. It's really close to tapping. You could tap with it. You can slightly move it across the ground left to right, but it doesn't roll itself. So the only, I guess, part that's difficult with these two small ones is they can get caught in cracks and things. So if you're in an area that has a lot happening, like a bit of rugged terrain, they might get caught in things like that. So you have to be a bit more careful. Another one, this is called a slide. It looks like a flying saucer. And you put it at the bottom, but because it slides over the terrain, you can slide it left and right or forwards and backwards. And it slides really well over snow and ice, or rugged terrain, like in a wooded area, if you just wanted to slide it over things where there's a lot of roots, right, and
Right.
tree branches and debris and stuff, like a really mixture of stuff, this will slide over it without getting caught. So it at least gives you a chance to kind of figure out what's ahead of you as you're walking.
Yeah.
So this one's quite fascinating, and in snow it's great. I love that it's bright red because you can definitely see it in the snow, which is really nice as well. And then another end is a wheel. So it's just a wheel that's straight. Now this one is definitely designed for a wooded area where you want to, you push your cane in front of you. You don't slide it left to right. So you push it in front of you and it will actually go up and over tree roots and up and over branches in different types of degree that's in front of you. But it doesn't give you that feeling of what's to your sides, the left and the right. But it definitely will help prevent you from tripping on tree roots and branches and stuff like that. So that's the wheel. This one's really designed for more of those wooded trails and pathways as well. So those are some of the different tips that are available that you can put on and off the end of your cane at any time, depending on where you're going.
Yeah, well, that sounds good. It's nice that they're that versatile.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, it makes your cane quite handy in all kinds of terrain, which is what's really important.
Yeah. Now, I know a lot of people complain that when they come across someone with sight or a sighted person, the person will quite often grab the end of the cane that's supposed to be on the ground to assist. So how should somebody with sight approach someone who is blind?
That's a really good question. So I'm just going to stand up and put in front of me, out straight in front of me, my mobility cane. Okay. So as you are walking forward, if somebody's approaching you from the front, the best thing that person can do is say hello or good morning to us. That way we know that you are there. And if you just step to the right or to your left, just let us know I'm stepping to your right and mirror yourself. So the person that's approaching me, they would say that they are stepping to my left or my right, as opposed to theirs. So if they do that and they just step to the side, then we will just walk right by them. And what I do, for example, if somebody is to my left, then I'll slightly pull my cane to the right so that I don't run into them as well with my cane.
Or trip them.
Or trip them, yeah, or hit them with my cane. We don't really want to do that.
Yeah.
So I'll pull it to the right and I'll say good morning and then just walk right on by. So that's the best way. If you are helping somebody by giving them directions, just ignore the cane. The cane is our tool. You don't have to take the cane and move it to the right in order to tell us that's the way we need to go. Just tell us, the street is to your right or the car is to your left or whatever. You just give us those actual directions and that's the best way that you can do that, yeah.
Right.
But the verbal directions are what needed. And precise directions, like, you could use north, south, east, or west, or you can use left and right, behind or forward, as long as we know that direction. Don't move the cane and don't point and say, over there.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess a good thing too is to ask if the person could use some help, because quite often they're doing fine, and if you try to help in a way that you think they need help, that only confuses the situation. So that if the person with sight were to say, hi, can I help you? Or do you need help? Then that gives the person the leeway to answer yes, no, or I'm fine, or whatever.
Exactly. And never assume that a person needs help,
No.
right? Or what type of help that they need. You're right, by asking, how can I help you, or what can I help you with? Yeah, you're right, it gives the person with vision loss a chance. And a very short explanation of that is, once I was standing with my cane at an intersection, and it looked like I was waiting to cross the road.
Yeah,
And a gentleman came up to me and said, "Can I help you cross the road?" But because he asked me, it gave me a chance to say, "No, I'm okay crossing the road, but can you tell me what street I'm on, please?" I couldn't remember. And I was trying to figure out what street I was on. So he said, "Oh, you're on King Street." I went, "Oh, great, thank you." And off I went.
Yes.
I just needed to know that bit of information. So it was great. It gave me the chance to ask what I needed. He didn't just grab my arm and assume I was trying to cross the road.
right.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that we should be talking about?
Well, I think it's just, for people to realize that our white canes, for us, we use them in order to help navigate the world around us.
Yeah,
There are tools. It's not right to grab our tools or try to offer assistance without asking, or, it's like a person in a wheelchair. You don't just grab their wheelchair and start moving them somewhere,
No.
right? You don't do that. So it's the same thing with our white canes. You just let us maneuver them, let us control them, and let us know that you're there. Just say hello and ask, is there something I can help you with?
yeah,
If you think we look like we need help. You don't need to stop us in mid-stride and ask if we need help.
yeah,
We obviously know where we're going as we're moving along, but if we've stopped and we look confused, yeah, please feel free to stop and ask. And if we don't need help, we'll just thank you and move on.
yeah.
That's quite all right as well.
Yeah. Communication is always a good thing.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Well, thank you very much, Leslie, for giving us your time and educating people about the use of the white cane. And one more thing I should say is that people may automatically assume that when someone has trouble with their sight, that they'll automatically go for a guide dog. And guide dogs are wonderful, but it is a personal choice, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely. Dogs aren't for everybody, and not everybody would like a dog. You're absolutely right, it's a personal choice. And it's also the same for a cane. There are many folks that they just don't feel comfortable using a cane and get around fine without a cane, and that's okay too. It's all personal choice. We all use our tools however we feel would benefit us the best.
Yes. So thank you very much for coming and chatting with us.
Thank you for having me.